Classic Roblox is something that players never thought they would be able to experience on Roblox ever again. That is until the Classic event was announced. Everyone was very excited for this event. Many people were hyped, and we all imagined how fun this event would be because it was bringing back Classic Roblox, which is something that many players have been reminiscing about for many years now. However, was the Classic event any good? Today I will be sharing my complete thoughts about the Roblox Classic event. But before I officially start talking about this event, I want to say a few things. I'm going to be ranking all 15 games as well as the event hub inside of a tier list that you can see on the screen right now. Everything that you will see in this video consists of my personal opinions, and if you disagree, please be civil and feel free to comment down below why you disagree with any of my statements. All of this information is coming from someone, aka me, who has 100% completed the entire event. Now since that's out of the way, let's get started. Let's start this off by talking about the Classic Event Hub. I have to say that the Event Hub was probably the best part about this event. It was perfectly themed around classic Roblox and was overall really amazing about how visually appealing it looked. It had numerous different areas like the Volcano, Roblox HQ, Classic Tower, Classic House, Desert, Cafe, Pirate Ship, and it also had a reference to sword fights on the heights. I personally love the attention to detail that the developers of the Event Hub decided to include. Twin Atlas did a fantastic job designing the Event Hub overall. Within the Event Hub, you could see numerous decorations like path givers and classic avatar transforming pads, which helped create a nostalgic tone that I really appreciated. There was also the Tix machine, which filled up more and more as players across Roblox were collecting Tix from the hub or from the participating games. Speaking of participating games, there were 15 of them this time around, which was a well-needed drop in count from the Hunt, which had 100 games. The Event Hub also had 15 portals, aka one for each game. The portals could also be seen inside of the games themselves. I'm going to be putting the Event Hub in the Amazing category. Inside of the hub, there were 15 different quests you could complete to earn badges. Some quests involved other attractions inside of the Classic Hub, which included exploring the moon, completing a kart ride, kart racing, guessing character doors, playing obbies, and lots more. I also really enjoyed all these quests because they were entertaining, simple, and really captured what Roblox is all about, having fun. What did all of these quests reward you with? Tix and tokens, which are the currency for this Classic event. Anyways, you use Tix to buy exclusive in-game rewards such as the drink coin, which allowed you to buy 1 of 4 drinks from the vending machine in the lobby. You could also get the rocket launcher, Super Ball, Time Bomb, and Mom's Dog. Tokens, however, are more important. They unlock exclusive avatar items, these being the Ancient Deity Shawl, Empyrean Reign of Awesomeness, Agonizingly Happy Bucket, and the Cleos Erebus. You could spend 600 Robux to bling all these items and receive a gold version of each item alongside the normal versions. Did I buy the bling track? Heck yeah, I did. Was it worth it? Yes, I do believe it was, but it's also not like you need the bling items. I just thought it would be fun to have. Speaking of spending Robux, every day or so there would be a new limited time item you could buy with Robux. The items on sale were the Classic Bot version 1.2009, Classic Roblox Jacket, Classic Vending Machine Backpack, Updated Skater, and the Demon Shank Sword, which is the sword owned by the infamous hacker 1x1x1x1. I only bought the Classic Bot and the Updated Skater because I felt like they were fair in price unlike the other items. Speaking of price, the Demon Shank Sword cost 40,000 Robux. It was way too expensive. Although the item went limited after going off sale, I still don't think it justifies the price. I almost forgot to mention, Roblox released a free t-shirt, which is something they haven't done in years. The shirt was called the Classic VIP. This shirt granted you access to a secret club underneath the Roblox HQ. I really like that homage, which represents how games would use t-shirts before Game Passes were a thing. Roblox also released 3 items that could be obtained by launchers. You could obtain the Star Creator Pie from Star Creators launching them within the hub. The staff birthday cake hat was obtained by collecting one of the launched hats from the Roblox staff members. The Classic Developer Slice was obtained from developers of the Classic event launching them inside of the hub. I really liked all these items and they had some really cool designs. With the Classic event, Roblox released 2 new packages, the Treasure Finder and the Timeless Valkyrie, which both cost 19,000 Robux. And to top things off, these were not going limited, which means that you would just spend 19,000 Robux for a bundle that you probably won't even end up wearing. I have to mention though, buying either of these bundles automatically unlocks the bling track of the event items, but that still does not justify the extremely high price. Can I also just say that the female version looks so much better than the male version, not to mention that it also comes with a literal golden Valkyrie helmet. I think enough has been said. Let me quickly talk about the theme of this event. I love the classic style and I'm really happy Roblox brought it back. Also, I didn't mention there was a Roblox myth about a hacker named 1x1x1x1 who mysteriously appeared in 2007 but got terminated in 2017. Now he's back and seeking vengeance. He's visible throughout a small handful of games in the event. I just wanted to clear this up for you all. That is honestly everything that I have to say about the event hub for now. There's more that I want to say, but don't worry because that'll be coming later in the video. Now we're at the part that you probably all have been waiting for, the games. Like I said, there were 15 games participating and I'm going to be going over all of them, sharing my thoughts and ranking them, so let's get started. Adopt Me has the pleasure of being the first game out of 15 that we have. Now let me start off by saying I really enjoyed the quest that Adopt Me had created for the Hunt event, but here, not so much. Actually, I really don't like this one. To start off, you have to talk to Newbert in the classic castle area of the Adopt Me map. He gives you 2 quests. One is to find 10 ticks hidden throughout the map and within buildings. The other is to fully age up a classic teapot pet that you can receive after talking to Newbert. Before I say more, I'd like to point out that the classic teapot pet is based off of a teapot decoration you can find inside of the event hub. If I'm being honest, I like this little detail. However, that doesn't make up for this hideous quest. Raising up a pet to the max age takes a while, even though this pet we had gotten was a common pet. You get 1 token for each new age level you get your pet raised to. You get 1 from raising it from a newborn to a junior, then more when you raise it to preteen, teen, post-teen, and adult age. Honestly, this quest was super boring and was not very enjoyable, so unfortunately I'm ranking it in the bad category. Here's when things take a big turn, for the better. We have a Dusty Trip, which was a fantastic experience. The quest for this game was to reach 10,000 meters and defeat a 1x1x1x1 in a boss fight at the end of the game's event. Each milestone, aka 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, and 10,000 meters, had enemies that you had to defeat. The enemies included classic killbots, pirates, zombies, and the hacker himself 1x1x1x1. After defeating all the enemies in one area, you would get 1 token. At every milestone, they also had classic locations, which were the glass houses, the sword fights on the heights arena, pirate ships, haunted mansion, and Roblox HQ. While driving throughout the game, you had to be on the lookout for 10 different ticks that you would find along the way of reaching 10,000 meters. Each milestone was modeled after classic Roblox games, and the game did a perfect job replicating these games within the areas that you could see at each milestone. This game definitely deserves to be ranked in the amazing category. These just keep getting better and better, don't they? Next up, we have the game Arsenal. Arsenal's quests here were similar to their quest for the Hunt, and you already know where I ranked them last time. You had to work your way through the city and infiltrate a secret lab where you had to eventually defeat the 1x1x1x1 boss at the end of the level. Throughout the level, there were classic noobs, zombies, and other enemies trying to kill you. While playing this event, there were 10 ticks you could find hidden throughout different areas of the map. The level includes a few classic obbies and even has a homage to the original Flood Escape towards the end. You could get 1 token for completing the level, 1 for completing a run under 12 minutes, which was eventually changed to 15, then changed again to 20, completing a solo run, completing a run using only the pistol, aka starting gun, and you would also earn a token by collecting all of the ticks. Arsenal always does a good job with their event quests, and for that I'm putting them in the amazing category. Now we've moved on to Bed Wars. Bed Wars was an interesting quest to say the least. They brought back a limited time game mode called Penguin Survival. In the game mode, your base is being attacked by very vicious penguins and you along with your team have to defeat them. There were crates located around the map that you could break with your sword or shoot with your bow and arrow. They rewarded you with iron, diamonds, and emeralds, which you could use to buy items and team upgrades. You had to survive 10 rounds, and if the penguins broke your bed, you would have to restart if your entire team died. To get the 10 ticks, you had to look for 8 of them which were inside the lobby and 2 of them which were inside of the penguin game mode. You would get all 5 tokens by beating waves 3, 6, 8, 9, and 10. I played this game with my friends and we beat the game mode on the first try. Although it was still really challenging and I heard that many others had a really hard time with this quest. I'm going to rank it in the alright category personally because it was pretty fun for me and my friends, however if we kept dying then I probably would have ranked it lower if I'm being honest. I just like how they brought back an old game mode rather than creating something new, which I know the Roblox Bed Wars team is fully capable of. Now, the next game is one of my personal favorites, Bee Swarm Simulator. For their quest, you have to play a minigame called the Retro Swarm Challenge. In this minigame, you have to protect your hive or hives from the upcoming enemies, those being classic slimes and zombies. You also had a currency, which was bricks. You could use bricks to buy bees to help attack the enemies, or you could buy swords, long-range weapons, and upgrades that helped you do more damage and collect more pollen. There were also 4 fields: the white brick field, the red brick field, blue brick field, and the mixed brick field. Inside of these fields, brick blooms could spawn. You had to collect pollen near the brick blooms to pop them. When they pop, they spawn lots of bricks on the field that you could collect. The brick blooms could be different levels, and the higher the level, the longer it took to pop, and the more bricks it gave you. You also got bricks for defeating the oncoming enemies. You had to find 10 total ticks. 4 were in the main lobby, 3 were in the event lobby, and 3 were in the actual event minigame. To get the 5 tokens, you had to beat rounds 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. The game did a really good job with incorporating classic elements of classic Roblox, so for that, I think it deserves to go in the great category. Blade Ball's quest was not fun in the slightest. To get all 5 tokens, you had to get 750 total Bloxy Cola. You earn Bloxy Cola by completing different quests, which included eliminating players, winning rounds, and more. The developers also added a 1x1x1x1 boss fight that the entire server could participate in. That was probably the best thing about the Blade Ball event. The quests were way too tedious, and it took well over an hour for something that wasn't even entertaining. There was a total of 10 ticks that you had to find in the game. Blade Ball created 10 new maps which were themed around classic Roblox. These maps looked pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. There was 1 ticks hidden within each map. They were mostly in plain sight, but sometimes it would be hard to collect all the ticks because the ball would sometimes be heading in your direction. Not to mention that it was a game of RNG where you would just have to hope that the maps you need happen to appear in the map selection area. I'm really not the biggest Blade Ball fan, and this event they made was somehow worse than the one they made for the hunt, so I'm putting it in the terrible category, enough said. Flip It is one of those average TikTok-inspired games that you can find on Roblox. However, its event for the classic wasn't that bad. As always, you had to find 10 ticks hidden throughout different locations that you could teleport to using your phone. The game also created a few classic maps, which were nice to see. You could find 2 ticks on the Crossroads map, 1 in the Glass Houses map, 2 in the Haunted Mansion map, 2 in the Computer Lab map, 1 in the Facility map, and 2 in the Prototype map. You also had to find 5 NPC characters throughout the maps. Builderman was located in the Glass Houses map, Shed Let's See in the Haunted Mansion map, and John Doe, Jane Doe, and 1x1x1x1 in the Facility map. Once you found an NPC character, you would have to take a short video standing next to them and upload it publicly within the game. You guys know I enjoy it when a game uses an already in-game feature that ties in with their quest. But I also have to take into consideration that finding all these ticks and NPCs without some kind of tutorial would actually be really hard, so for that alone, I think the alright category is a fair ranking for this game. Let me start off by saying that Dragon Adventures is probably my least favorite game in the event. It took such a long time and was fun for maybe the first 10 minutes at best. To do this quest, you had to endlessly search throughout the map and look for eggs. There were 2 different kinds of eggs, Ticks eggs and normal eggs. You needed to find 2 Ticks eggs as well as 5 normal eggs. After finding the 5 normal eggs, a meteor would crash down from the sky and give you 1 token egg. After unlocking 2 Ticks eggs and 1 token egg, you had to take them back to your private island to incubate them, which ended up getting you the badges for those eggs. This doesn't sound too bad, right? But you need to do this process 5 times, as if 1 wasn't enough. Can you tell I didn't enjoy playing this game? I don't even know how long it took me to do all of this. The only good thing about this game is that I like the egg designs, but that's the only good thing. To top things off, the devs thought it would be a good idea to add a game pass for 99 Robux, which created markers around the map, which made it easy to look for eggs. I'm not upset with the price of the game pass, but I am upset with the game pass itself. Like, come on, instant terrible ranking. There's no hope for this one. Although Dress to Impress isn't my cup of tea, I actually had a lot of fun with their event. To start, you had to look for 10 ticks hidden throughout different areas of the dressing room. One complaint I have is that one of the ticks was hidden inside of a pillar, which made it really hard to find. Anyways, about the tokens. After you collected all 10 ticks, a portal would open which led you to a secret obby world. The obby took a good 15 to 20 minutes to complete, but I actually had a lot of fun with it. After all, what's more classic than a good old-fashioned obby? While playing the obby, you could see 5 tokens hidden throughout that you had to collect. That's all I have to say for this game, but I think it should definitely go in the great tier. Driving Empire's quest was honestly pretty grindy. Let's start off by talking about the 10 ticks. Finding them was pretty fun because it meant you could drive around and explore the classic map that the game had created. Also, the ticks were pretty massive, so most of them were pretty easy to find. Now, about the tokens. To get all the tokens, you needed lots of points, aka 500. Each token was locked behind a point milestone, as you can see on the screen right now. To get points, you could do one of three things. 1. You could sit around doing nothing because you would earn 1 point for every minute you were in the classic world. 2. You could get a job as a taxi and pick up and drop NPCs to their desired locations. This gave 3 points per NPC, which really isn't a lot. 3. You could race an NPC Builderman in a race around the map. Doing this solo rewarded 13 points, and doing it with other players rewarded 26. However, I didn't realize you could earn 26 by playing with other players, so I kept playing solo. This made earning 500 points pretty tough. Also, can I just say, 500 points? Really? That, in my opinion, is way too much for something like this. That is why I called this game's event grindy. There was also a game pass that had the arrows pointing to where the ticks were located. I'm not sure if I just really hate Dragon Adventures, or maybe it's because finding these ticks were easier, and the game pass was 10 Robux, but it didn't really piss me off that much. I'm just going to put this game in the bad category. The grind was a little too grindy for my taste. Gunfight Arena had a quest that I originally wasn't a fan of, but I've warmed up to over time. First of all, to get the 10 ticks, you had to find them scattered around the classic houses map. They were all really easy to find, if I'm being honest. To get the 5 tokens, you had to get 50 kills with the paintball gun, 25 with the slingshot, 25 with the super ball, which is also one of the items inside the event hub, 50 with the bomb, and 100 kills with the rocket launcher. All these weapons are classic Roblox weapons, and I like how they brought them into the world of Gunfight Arena for us to use. With the paintball gun, slingshot, and super ball, you could hit the ticks with them, which counted as a kill, which is how I easily completed the slingshot part. I went into a private server and kept oofing myself with the rocket launcher until I got that done, and honestly, it was pretty quick too. Overall, I'd rank Gunfight Arena in the great category because I have to admit, it was pretty fun spawn camping the NPC players the game throws at you. Livetopia was one of the few games that felt way too repetitive. Your main task for this game is to become a door dasher and collect a bunch of items from the supermarket and deliver them to classic NPCs across the map. How many times did we have to do this? 15 times! Now do you know why I said it was repetitive? You would get 1 token for every 3 deliveries you did. To find the 10 ticks, you had to find them while delivering items to NPCs. They were scattered throughout the map and weren't too hard to find. This quest wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was too repetitive and pretty boring, so I'm ranking it in the bad category. I honestly expected a lot more from Restaurant Tycoon 2, but what we ended up getting was a major disappointment. Finding the 10 ticks was pretty fun actually, because they were located near classic structures that were added into the game. However, earning the tokens was a nightmare. It was basically just one big AFK simulator. There were new types of customers added that were called classic customers. You had to serve 10 of them for the first token, then 22, 45, 80, and 150 customers for the rest of the tokens. However, the amount of customers stacked, so in total you needed to serve 150, but it still took way too long, and like I said, it just felt like an AFK simulator. I had lots of tables in my restaurant from previously playing the game, and it still took a long time. It instantly goes in the bad category, no questions asked. For the tower defenses, event was the definition of mid. It wasn't the worst, but it definitely wasn't the best. This game created a new level with its map being centered around the classic Roblox game Crossroads, which actually was really well made. There were 10 ticks hidden around the toilet tower defense lobby. There's not really much to say about the ticks here, but the tokens are way harder to get. To get all 5 tokens, you have to beat the Crossroads map on easy difficulty, beat it on medium difficulty, earn 200 coins, get 1000 kills, and get 1000 kills specifically with the classic cameraman tower. This tower is a new exclusive tower that you get for beating the first 4 quests and earning the first 4 tokens. After getting the 1000 kills with it, you would earn the 5th token badge. The only quest I found somewhat challenging was the medium difficulty quest, because I couldn't beat that one solo, so I had to play with other players. But everything else I was able to do by myself. This wasn't the most difficult quest, that's for sure, but it wasn't the most fun either. This game is definitely perfect for the alright category. Here it is, the last game on our list. We have Tower Defense Simulator. As always, there's 10 ticks in this game. 5 of them are located in the lobby, and the other 5 are located in the classic event maps. To get the tokens, you have to beat 5 missions. Each mission is basically just defeating each event map. The game created a story where 1x1x1x1 has kidnapped your military commander, and you have to beat all the enemies in the 5 maps and defeat different bosses until you can defeat 1x1x1x1 on the 5th level. I really like how they incorporated a story into this. However, this event was really hard. I was able to beat the first 2 levels on my own with no real problems, but I don't play many tower defense games, and I especially don't play this one a lot. I felt like levels 3, 4, and 5 were way too hard, especially for newcomers. I had played this game a few times before and I still had lots of trouble. The last 3 levels felt like one big chore and it took a while to beat each level, even while using the tutorial. I feel like I'm being too generous, but I'm going to just put this game in the alright category. As of May 28th, which is the same day the event has ended, 2 new Domino Crowns were spotted being uploaded by an alt account owned by an admin. The names of these items are the Platinum Domino Crown and the Purple Domino Crown. The Purple Domino Crown was awarded to the top 100 players on the event leaderboard, and the Platinum Domino Crown was awarded to the top 25 leaderboard players. It has been a long time since Roblox released a new Domino Crown, and I really like how they created new ones as big rewards for this event. Do you remember when I mentioned how there was more about the event hub that I wanted to talk about? Well, now is a good time to do so. You remember the tick machine, right? Well, when the tick machine got full, it exploded, leaving ticks everywhere and in the center of the event hub. This opened up the epic duck statue at the fountain that was at the center of the event hub. This led to an underground facility where we had to enter a 4-digit code. The numbers could be seen near the hunt area, on the moon, by the epic duck, and inside of the volcano. The numbers were also different for every server. After opening up the lab, we saw the Demon Shank sword, which belonged to 1x1x1x1. After pulling the sword, 1x1x1x1 spawned in, and we had to use our rocket launcher item to kill him. After we did so, we got very short end credits, and that's all. This was really disappointing. The entire community was expecting some kind of epic, amazing boss fight, but what we got was sadly anticlimactic. It technically fits the theme of being a classic boss fight because it was programmed how enemies would chase you back in old Roblox games, but this was just a big letdown. There wasn't even a badge or any reward for beating 1x1x1x1. People thought that we could earn the Demon Shank sword from defeating him, but nope, that was blocked behind a 40k Robux paywall. The Classic was a very mixed bag in my opinion. Some parts of it I loved, while others I despised, and some parts were just mid. Not bad, not good. People say that this event was overall too grindy. This is probably because of the fact we only had 5 days to complete it. That coupled along with the fact that there were 257 total badges to collect, which I got all of. On the event hub, there is a badge called Leaderboard Milestone 10, and at the time of writing this, it only has 13,745 people who have gotten the badge, including me. Although if I recall correctly, that is only because getting this badge requires completing 100% of the event, as well as buying the bling track. Without doing either of these 2 things, you could not receive this badge, which I actually find pretty unfair. Roblox definitely needs to focus on what games they choose in future events like these. Lots of these games didn't actually put in much effort when making their events. Some did, and those games did an amazing job, but Roblox just needs more quality control. Overall, the Hunt and the Classic were Roblox's first few steps in attempting to get back into the swing of things and working on creating fun events for the community. The Classic was definitely a step forward though. Lots of things we asked for from the Hunt actually got carried over to the Classic. But we as a community also have to be careful with what we say and make sure that we make it clear so Roblox knows exactly what to do for upcoming events. Overall, the Classic was an okay event. Did I enjoy it? Yes I did, and in my opinion, that's all that matters. Thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.